How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's well and having a good weekend, because I know I am. I'm at my workshop, got a roll up, got a nice bottle of ale, really enjoying myself, so I'd just like to say cheers to everyone. Had a good day out here. I got myself a toaster oven midweek, which is a bit, not a major deal, but a big help in the Kydex front. After, hold on 1 second, I'll see if I can get it. This will make you laugh. After a bit of a experiment into, it's my own fault, I'm a complete burk. I should have used a small bit of Kydex to start to work out, the exact temperatures that it runs to, because it hasn't got so much temperatures as different settings like grill, oven and broil and that kind of thing. And I went ahead and tried to do a full-size piece of Kydex for a sheath, and ended up with that, which at the time I didn't find very funny, but looking back on it now, that is pretty funny. It's very stupid, but pretty funny. So yeah, that's in the bin. I got a delivery of Kydex yesterday morning, so I got some more in, which was just as well, because that was my last bit, so you can imagine I was cursing a little bit at the time. Apart from that, all in all, a good weekend. I've started work, well, I'm 99% finished on a couple of hangnails that are going out. Brett, I know you're one of them, and I appreciate you being patient with it. It's just taken me a little while. I've had other orders that came in before your hangnail and stuff like that, so yours I've pretty much just got to go over the handle scales with 1000 grit. I know it's G10, you don't really need it, but I just like to give it that, close the grain off a little bit, and then make a sheath for it. So I'll do that tomorrow when I get home from work. And the other one I spoke to via PM last night, and we're all sweet, so I appreciate everyone being patient with me. Apart from that, been working on a assailant for Ryan Howard, which I'll show in another video, but I'm really pleased with the way that's come out. And the next thing is I've got a couple more orders for hangnails, which I'm going to order in some steel for them over the next couple of weeks. I've actually got 2 more that have been profiled and heat treated, so it's just a case of putting the final grind on them, getting some scales on them, and so on and so on. What else? Yeah, the main point of this video really. Anyone following me on Facebook, if you're not following me on Facebook, then you can get the link from my channel screen. There's at the top on the banner, it says follow Need Hypnose on Facebook, and click it and come across and like me. If you will, I'll be very grateful. And I tend to put up, I've started putting up quite a lot of photos of works in progress and finished works. So what you don't get to see in a video, you actually get to see, much better height HD in a 16 megapixel photo out in the sunlight, a bit of natural light, and they come out pretty good. So yeah, if you want to go across and like me on that, that'd be great. And I put up a few photos a little while ago of a couple of prototypes. I'm doing both the same shape, but I really like it. It's almost a smaller version of the assailant. I'm calling it the I'm thinking about Thomas Ford now. I've just been in and watched this video of the killer seal he's done me. It's called the Raider, and I'm really pleased with it. I spent a fair old whack of time yesterday trying to mirror polish a piece of 01, and me and Thomas were talking about that last night, funnily enough. 01, you can't get a proper mirror polish on it, you just can't. It's got a grain in it, and you can't get past that grain. It's impossible. I tried and I tried and I tried. The way I do it is I grind the main bevel to 240, and then I start hand sanding across the grind lines, so from tip to the end of the tang where the lanyard is. I go lengthways along the knife, starting back at 80 grit, and then I sand it until I've got all the grind lines out, and then I flip the knife round and go back the way the grind lines were with 120, and keep alternating between lengthways and crossways all the way up to 2000 grit. And then I put it on the buffer, which I've now got a buffer as well. My girlfriend got me a buffer for my birthday, which is coming up, so big thank you to her. Yeah, and I got it on the buffer, and like I say, you can still see the grain in it, but I'm still really happy with it. It is the best mirror polish that I think I've done so far. Let me just wipe this off a bit. I've only done one side at the moment because I ran out of 120 grit sandpaper, so the other side is sanded to 80 grit. I've got the grind lines out, and I started doing 120 back in the same way that the grind lines were, but there's still a couple of nicks of the 80 grit that I need to get out. I'll get some more paper, but this is it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see that grain. I doubt you're going to be able to because it's not in natural sunlight, but I'm really happy with that. There we are, you can just about see the grain there, and like El Marshall said in a video earlier, the angel hairs, they're just tiny little lines left from the buffing wheel, but you can only see them when natural light hits it inside in a room. It just looks like a mirror. I'm really happy with it. I know it's a fingerprint magnet, and I know it is going to scratch, but it's a knife. You buy it, you use it. If you don't want to use it, then you collect it and you keep it, and you're not going to scratch it. So, you know, that's life. You buy things, they break. Get on with it. It ain't going to break, but it will scratch. So yeah, really happy with that. But that is the Raider. As you can see on the other side, that's to 120 at the moment, but there is a couple of 80 grit nicks going horizontal across there. You can see that I'd need to get out tomorrow, but skeletonized handle to try and balance the weight out a bit. At the moment, finger in the hole, you can see that it's sitting very slightly. Let's see if we can balance it up that way. There we go. It's sitting right there. So once the scale's on, it is going to be very slightly heavier in the handle in the blade, but it's a bigger handle to blade ratio. But like I say, fingerprint magnet, there's one in there already. Really happy with this. I've taken it down to a real thin profile. It is incredibly lean. Bit thicker at the tip just to make sure, but I'm going to have a real micro bevel on this. I just wanted it to perform really well. As you can see, the tip isn't massively thin, but it is pretty thin. But I'm really happy with this. It's full fat grind, so I just wanted to get the most out of it. It was 4mm stock, probably somewhere between 3.5mm and 4mm now after service grinding. And yeah, just really happy with it. I've got some cool scale material that I'm going to bung on this. I've also got another one of these that I'm going to get this one finished, and then I'm going to crack on with that one. One I think I'm going to keep, and the other one I'm going to be selling or will be up for grabs. So if anyone does want it, give me a shout. But that's it. These are going to be, you know, I've sold a few knives now, and I really appreciate everyone that's bought one. I really do. Sold quite a few hangnails, and they were kind of priced at, I wasn't making a bean on them. It was more the fact that I just really enjoyed doing them, and I wanted other people, rather than me just having a stockpile of knives at home, I wanted other people to get a piece of my work, and I could appreciate, you know, that sending it out and them saying, you know, I got it and I'm really pleased with it, and that was a big buzz for me. Really did appreciate people buying them off me, and the whole thrill of it for me was doing the work, and getting it out to people, and getting my name out there. And I've done a couple of other knives. Ryan Howard being the gentleman he is, he's had a hangnail, a reverse tanto, and he's having an assailant off me, which will be in the next video, because he's just a star. The man really is a gentleman. And apart from that, I haven't really sold any other big knives, so this is going to be one of these. Is going to be one of the first bigger knives that I sell, and kind of, not unfortunately, fortunate for me obviously, but unfortunately for everyone else, it's just a case of this, just polishing one side of this yesterday up to that mirror polish took me the best part of 6 hours. So 6 hours just on one side of the knife. It's a lot of time, and quoting what Scott from Wessex Blade said a while ago, it's a case of if I worked out of work, then I'd be earning so much more than I could get out of making this knife. And I don't expect people to pay through the roof for it, because I'm a noob at the end of the day. I haven't been doing this more than 6 or 7 months. I've only had my belt grinder for 4 months, if that. So it's literally a case of I'm learning all the time. Every time I come out here to the workshop, I'm picking up new stuff, learning new ways to do things, new ways to bodge it up, and then obviously, if I bodge something up and I ruin it, then I know for next time that I can't. There's other ways I've got to work around it. So it's always a learning curve, and that's good. But like I said, it is going to be slightly more expensive than the ones I have put out at the moment. I'm not talking hundreds of pounds or anything like that. I'm just talking probably slightly closer to the the 90, £100 mark, because just purely the amount of time gone into it. These two knives that I'm doing, the one that I'm keeping, the other one, if someone didn't want to pay that kind of money for it, I would rather keep it, because I've put so much into it, invested so much time into it. If that's the way it's going to go, then I'll just start not doing mirror polishes. If people, if I know I'm a new knife maker and people don't really have that trust in my work, but if people don't want to pay that kind of amount for someone that they don't know what the work's going to be like when they get it in their hands, is it going to be this, is it going to be that, what's the finish like, what's the fit like, then I completely understand if people don't want to pay that. But I will go back to not doing mirror polishes, and I'll go back to satin finishes or just polished grind lines, and mark them down cheaper. It's just I like the satisfaction of mirror polishing something. It gets to the point where I spend 6 hours mirror polishing, and then I'm not leaving it out in the workshop overnight. I'm taking it in the house and looking at it every 5 minutes, because it's a sense of achievement. And as stupid and childish as that may be, it's quite a new thing for me to get a piece of steel, especially where I started. I started with a piece of steel, a clamp, and a file, and it was literally sitting there hand benching knives for hours, sitting there going back and forth with the file, and filing the bevels into place. And that was a very, very lengthy process, let me tell you. But again, it was very satisfying. So for me, thinking I'm going to be living with grind lines and file marks for years, now to get to the point where I can do as good a mirror polish as I can on 01, it is literally, I've tried my very hardest on this blade, and I've got no scratches, no sandpaper marks, no grind lines, anything, completely in that one side of the blade. It is as mint as I can get it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I know I'm rambling a bit, but it's been a good day. And before you start, this is my first beer, so it's not that. Yeah, so like I say, one will be available if anyone wants to shout it. now, then fair enough. We'll talk about what kind of finish they want on it and what scales and stuff. But if they don't, then I'm going to just do it in the scales that I've got, and I'll probably do a mirror finish on that, and I'll just price it accordingly. If it doesn't sell, I'll keep it, and that's that. Anything else? I think that is pretty much it. Anything else I can leave for the next video with the Assailant. So I know it's been a bit of a long video, and I don't really do these videos where I just sit and ramble, but I just thought I would today because it's been a good day. I was at work this morning, and that was alright. Got to leave early because it was you know, it was Sunday and nothing was really happening, so I left early and came home and had a good day in the workshop. So that's pretty much it. But to everyone watching and stay till the end, cheers. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care.